the top, baby, don't stop. You can have it, you can have it all. Let's go to the top, baby, don't stop. Love, joy, peace, good life and family. Will and success. Let's go.
Hey, welcome to the Tankard Show. Woo! Let me tell you something. We're having a great time here. This is part 2 to building an empire, what it really takes, with none other than Leah Butler from the hit series Empire and her producer husband, Henry Butler. Come on, let's give it up for them. We'll be right back.
Congratulations to the Impact Network and its founders, Apostle Wayne T. and Dr. Beverly Y. Jackson, for now becoming the only African-American founded and operated international Christian TV network, bringing the gospel to Africa, including over 40 countries and 900 million viewers. We salute you.
Welcome back to the Tankard Show, right here on the Impact Network. And I got to tell you, it is an honor to welcome to the show today. These people are making major waves in the entertainment industry and definitely know their ins and outs of hard work and sacrifice that it takes to build an empire. Let's welcome to the show casting director for the hit series Empire, Leah Butler, and her husband, producer Henry Butler. Hey! Hey guys, hey! Oh my gosh, you guys are so cute. Double the chocolate, I love it. All right, so I gotta tell you that you already know you guys are making serious waves in the entertainment industry. And I think it's so cute because you guys are both so humble. That's the thing that probably most people don't know about you. You're just like regular people, down to earth. When we first connected, I was like, they are the sweetest people. They're just down to earth, you know, and so that's always such a blessing. But I want to tell you, I'm proud of your work, of what you're doing, proud of your work, what you're doing in production. I think it's pretty amazing. So I want to jump right on in here because I know that people oftentimes see the glitz and glamour associated with working in Hollywood, but very few really know the hard work and the sacrifice that it takes. Leah, you have a long-standing history in Hollywood. What made you initially interested in the entertainment industry?
When I first started out, I didn't really know that it was something that I wanted to do or that it was even a career in the industry that called for casting. Mm-hmm. I was young. I moved to California. My brother said, you need to get a job. So he introduced me to a casting director. At the time, she was working on some of the biggest movies in Hollywood, actually one of the biggest casting directors, black casting directors, Kim Harden and Jackie Brown Carmen. And it just kind of parlayed into this. But wow. It's not something that I started out to do.
Wow. So once you started shadowing them,
mm-hmm.
you kind of found out you kind of had a natural knack for it?
Yeah, because when you start out as an assistant, or at least back then, it was a lot of administrative work, and that's what I had experience in. But working with them, they allowed me to step in the room and start taping actors and just learning talent that way. So I was fortunate and blessed enough to be, under their wing because they were really supportive of young black women mm-hmm. coming up in Hollywood and making a name for themselves.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Now, both of you do some production, right?
Yes.
So talk about some of the production that you've done and what you aspire to do.
Well, my background was mainly music, and I started at a young age promoting clubs, and my cousin was a DJ and happened to get involved with LL Cool J, and I was able to get involved and just never look back, and that was it,
Wow. Awesome. That is so good. Yeah. I'm so proud of y'all.
And now we did just produce a court reality TV show, and we're shopping that now.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, we're excited about that.
Yeah. So talk about some of the projects that you have worked on? I mean, I think everybody in here, didn't y'all love The Butlers, the movie?
Yeah. Wow, I've worked on so many projects. I worked on, obviously, Empire, and then that's still ongoing. Lee Daniels, The Butler, Too Fast, Too Furious, Precious.
So you did the direction for...
I cast this.
Wow.
What else?
Brothers.
Oh yeah, that was the Wayans brothers. That was way back, like at Warner Brothers days. I worked on Higher Learning, Friday, the first Friday.
You did Friday?
Yeah. And some of you guys may remember CB4. That was like an old. My first credit was CB4.
Wow. Yeah. That is awesome. So now, is the phone ringing off the hook right now because of what the success that you've had?
It is. It's starting. Yeah. You always think that after you do one movie or after you do something that it'll ring more, and it never really does. But with Empire, it has. We've seen an influx of a lot of people, kind of wanting to be a part of, everything Empire.
That is awesome. So now let's talk a little bit about your marriage, because I know you have a blended family. You guys have been married how long, Henry?
20 years.
Married 20 years. So let's talk about, because things were rolling around in your life, rolling along. You met 20 years ago, you got married. Let's talk about the children a little bit, and then let's talk about, because you guys hit a really challenging point in your marriage.
Yeah.
Where you found yourself, being indicted up on charges. Leah was connected to that. Talk a little bit about the children and what happened there.
Well, with the children, we have 5 children between us both. She has 2, I have 3. They all raised together. Her 2 kids happen to be the oldest, mine are 3 youngest, so it worked out perfect. They always, looked at each other as brothers and sisters.
Yeah, they're really, really close. Yeah. Like they're
never called each other stepbrothers, stepsisters.
No.
Never. This is my brother, this is my sister. So we raised them, and like you said, everything was moving along like one big Brady Bunch type family, and I kind of got a little trouble, and the kids had to, they suffered a little bit from it, but. It was
just
funny.
Hard not having you around.
Yeah.
Not having him around at it. Well, the youngest one, really.
Yeah.
Dejan.
Well, we only had one still in high school at the time I went to jail, so everybody else was out of high school, kind of older, doing their own thing.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I talked to one of my sons one day, and he said, Dad, you kind of prepared us for this a long time, all the time. You used to talk to us. It's like you was preparing us for this. Like, just the conversations I would have with him about, being independent and being, just being able to get along without me or my wife, just standing up and doing what you need to do to make things happen for yourself. So all of them they did pretty well while I was gone, and even though they happy I'm back, I think they kind of like the independence now without me.
It's an adjustment.
So how long were you gone for? What were the charges about? Leah, how did you get it? How would you end up being connected there? What happened there?
Okay, so it was the way it happened, I was on my way to work. I was working on a sitcom, and I left. Kids left for school. Everybody was gone, and he was calling me during the day, but it was just like the calls were not our normal conversation. It was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what do you mean, what am I doing at work? It was just weird sort of calls. And then a friend of mine called and said that he had been arrested. So I said, okay, well, that makes sense now that the calls that were coming, and I called our attorney, and our attorney said, he has been detained, I'll call you back. And immediately I kind of just went into, protection mode. So I go home and I, probably do some things I shouldn't have done. But, and I just kind of got caught up in what was going on. Yeah. And I think that was really a big part of why we are here. Well, not why we're here now, but how it sort of ended the way it ended, because and it's a good thing it happened that way too, actually.
Wow.
Because in the beginning, I was real upset she was involved. I took a lot of flack from a lot of people. A lot of people said, "Why did you send her to do that?"
And he
I
didn't.
didn't send her to do nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and she just did it on her own. And,
Yeah.
But you know, everything happened for a reason. You know, and she was involved for a reason. I mean, I had a major drug case. My case I was looking at least 30 years, maybe life. And you know, when she got arrested, I was like just real upset and wondering like how she get involved and why is she involved. And you know, at the end of the day, it forced me to cooperate. You know, I ended up cooperating on the case because I wasn't gonna let my wife go to jail. And if she wasn't involved, I probably felt like any other street guy, like I had to be a stand-up guy. I couldn't, you know, I wouldn't have cooperated 100%.
That is so powerful.
You know,
we got to go to break, but we're going to come right back. Keep watching. I want to hear this story. Powerful couple here. Come on, let's give it up for them.
Congratulations to the Impact Network and its founders, Apostle Wayne T. and Dr. Beverly Y. Jackson, for now becoming the only African-American founded and operated international Christian TV network, bringing the gospel to Africa, including over 40 countries and 900 million viewers. We salute you.
Welcome back to the Tankard Show right here on Impact Network. You know, I got to say this to you. I think that it takes a tremendous amount of courage to tell your story, you know, because there are parts of our story that are not always comfortable to tell. You know, it's just like, you know, years ago, I was dating drug dealers. It wasn't anything I was proud of, but it was a part of my story and a part of my testimony. And thank God I'm married to the man of God now, thank you, Lord. But you know, I was caught up, you know what I mean? And it didn't get real till he got indicted. And I was like, did they tap my phone?
And then it gets real.
Did you tap me? You know, but thank God. But I'm grateful that his grace and his mercy prevailed and led me on the path. So you were talking right before we went to break. And I want to pick up there.
Yeah, so when I was arrested.
You said you caught a lot of flack.
Yeah, I did catch a lot of flack, but I just got to tell them this part.
Oh,
when I first was arrested, they tried to let me go right then. They wanted me to work for them, and I wouldn't. And I said no. And that just goes to show, you know, back to the point where once she got involved, my whole mindset changed. And I was arrested. I was in jail for 8 months before I decided to cooperate. We went to court to plea out her 5 years and me 15 years. And the judge took it back that day and wouldn't let us plea out. We had a deal on the table, and she was going to do 5 years. I wasn't going to cooperate. And they just kept pressing the whole situation. And
well, that's when it
kept superseding her.
Well, yeah, because at first I wasn't involved. Like, well, I was, but they didn't indict me right away because they wanted me. They wanted to give us time to figure out what we were going to do. And then finally, I think I was there visiting you, and I was in New York, and they moved the case to New York. And they told me that I had to turn myself in New York. So I turn myself in, and again, it wasn't really public knowledge to anyone what was going on at that time. It was just our family knew what was going on. And I was coming out of the courtroom, and I saw all these photographers. And I said, oh my gosh, who's here famous? Somebody's here, you know? And I'm looking around like, who are they taking pictures? And they were taking pictures of me. And then the next morning, it was all over the newspapers. And it was at a time that, you know, my brother was highlighted in his career, probably one of the biggest moments in his career. And it was being overshadowed by something that was involving me. And I didn't want to do that. And I was embarrassed. And
the headlines read "Precious Drugs and Guns."
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I felt so bad, but it was, it happened. And they were just on it, and I felt bad for him. And he had to go through it. So I was actually like, listen, I know if you have to fall back, I get it. I'm not going to stand in front of your career, but he was very supportive of both me and my husband. He stood by us.
Wow.
And we had a really good support system with both of our families.
Beautiful, beautiful. And so obviously God made a way. Come on here.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
God made a way.
that's not the, and the story goes on. I mean, I'm supposed to still be in jail right now. After sentencing, I'm supposed to still be in jail. My release date was until 2017 or 18. I couldn't have you couldn't have script what happened to me. Like, it's impossible. Like, it's only God. And I'm sitting here right now today, I decided to cooperate, and I did cooperate, and the judge still didn't like me because he wanted to give me, he said it, when he sentenced me, he said, I want to give you life in jail.
What he said was, these laws are put in place for people like you. Wow.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
And I never, when he said that, I kind of, I really dug deep into that, like, wow, like, you telling me that the United States is looking at me to write their laws, like I'm the guy that you guys hate the most, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, so it's just like, for me, it was just like, wow. And, it made me really take a look at myself. But to even go further, I'm in jail. I get sentenced. He give me 8 years, and
this is after cooperating.
Yeah, he still give me 8 years.
So we're thinking, because I thought he had already. How long had you been there? Probably at that time. Probably
maybe 2 years, 2.5 years.
2.5 years. So we thought, okay, well, we cooperated, and this could be. He may come home at this sentencing, but no.
It was a guy that sold the guns to somebody that got killed, and they gave him 3 years and gave me 8 years.
Wow.
And so the judges really didn't like me. He just really, he said I was arrogant and cocky, and I probably was a little arrogant and cocky, but but I still thought that comparing me to somebody that sold the guns to the person that got killed in the case, to me just being a person they never caught with drugs. I never got caught with drugs. They never got drugs from me. I never got caught with drugs. It was a little harsh on me with me being a cooperator. And I go to jail, I get 8 years, so he's like, all right, got 8 years. When he said 8 years, I remember looking back at Leah and my mom, and just the look on their face, like, they just couldn't believe it, like, And me knowing what I've done in life, 8 years was really a small price to pay, honestly, would have been a small price to pay compared to, especially when I got in jail and seeing all the people who've been in there for, got 20 years and 30 years for 3 grams of crack and stuff like that. Right. So,
yeah.
So,
because we were out, it could have been a lot worse. So we were grateful for it, but still disappointed, but still, grateful because it could have been worse. And what's so funny, and I don't even know that I've shared this with you, babe, but sometimes I think that, because just going back, when you retrace all those steps in your head, and from the moment things are happening, you can feel in your gut when something's not right. Yeah. You know when something's not right. And I felt off for months up until it happened. And I was having these like just premonitions, like it's just like something's bad is about to happen. I can feel it. And it happened. But I do believe that God took you away, because sometimes things happen that way and you think at that time, oh, this is the worst thing that happened, but who knows what could have happened had he been out on the street.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
So that's how
Now,
get things.
Serious intervention here, and again, I really applaud you for this. We're almost out of time. Tell me, what are the projects that you guys are working on right now? Because your story is amazing, but I want to know what's next for the Butlers.
Well, we have a production coming together called 1195, which is our marriage date. We got married January 1st, 1995. And that's been our production company. And we have a few shows in development. One's called Hood. It's about Los Angeles, about my life. It's about the
Loosely.
neighborhood. Loosely. Yeah. It's like Empire's loosely about my life, you know, so my life is all over television
like
right now. So, yeah, so we also have it's funny because why did y'all think about that? But we have a baby shower game show called Baby Fever that's in development right now.
I love it. That's
we're working
great.
hard.
Yeah,
You know, our
got a
children
lot
are
of
working. Our son's a producer. We have a son's about to go play football in Hawaii this year. And, you know, God is good. I got to say this, though. I don't know how much time you got. I'm going to edit this out. I was sentenced to 8 years, and my lawyer did something wrong in my case, and they brought me back in and re-sentenced me. And that's the only reason I'm here right now.
You got 4 years.
Woo! Look at
And that's nothing
God.
but, that is
works.
nothing but God.
There's nothing but God.
And I come home in August, and Empire come on in January, and and it's just like we just everything just like on time and just rolling, you know.
Powerful.
So you know, so we just want to let you guys know we love God, and just because we're in Hollywood, don't
We
mean
work
nothing.
in Hollywood, but that's
not our life.
who we are.
Yeah.
It's a job.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm super proud of you. Come on, let's give it up for them.
I'm sorry for taking over the extra minutes. I just had to tell them.
So listen, we're going to play a game. We play a game on the show called What Would You Do? All right, Keith and Sarah have been married for 12 years and have 2 children. Keith has been in the military during their entire marriage and has been deployed twice for a couple of years each time. Sarah always stays at home with the children while Keith is overseas. Their marriage is on the rocks, mostly because Sarah is used to running things while Keith is away. But when he comes home, he wants to take the dominant role. If you were Keith and Sarah, what would you do?
Am I leaving again? It depends.
Because if he's going again, he might let me, I might I don't know, we'll figure it out.
Well, I just came home from jail. Let's start with that. And she was used to doing things her way.
Yeah, for a long time.
Before I came home. So, I mean, it get kind of...
we would work it out. I think I would let you come back in and he's got to be the man in the house. He's the man in the house, so.
I love it. So Sarah needs to fall back.
Yeah.
Sarah needs to fall back and praise God she got a man.
Hello.
Come on, somebody. Come on, huh? Because it's a whole lot who will want Keith to come to their house.
Yeah.
I tell you.
All right, so Keith and Sarah, so that's good. Okay, so Sarah would need to fall back, allow Keith that dominant role, but he probably also needs to be a little patient.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Because if he's going and coming and going, and she's used to taking that, to being in the forefront, it is compromise, but that's in any relationship. You've got to compromise.
Yeah, you got to compromise. What does a day look like for you guys? What's an average day for you guys? Where are you at? What's going on?
He gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning. He goes and works out.
That's like my husband. 5 o'clock. Oh my God.
5 o'clock in the morning. He goes and works out, and I'm like at 7:30 maybe trying to get up and go work out.
Yeah.
And then straight to the office, and he's doing his
Some
thing.
days it might be 2 o'clock, and I might just say I didn't call yet. And we both have our own agendas. Like she said, I'm gone before she wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'll call her when I know she's up, and I just keep my day going. And I know she'd be busy at work, so I don't try to bother her too much. I know when she get free time, she'll call me, and she know when I get free time, I'll call her.
But we're normally home like 8, 9, both at the same time.
Okay.
And rubbing our feet together by 11.
And when we mad at each other, I get up at 5 and leave. And
But he makes a bunch of noise.
That's what I do. And then I'll come home about 11:30, 12 when I know she's asleep. So my man laughing over there. So, until she say, hi, babe. And I say, oh, we speaking now? And then,
20 years.
Right, 20 years, right?
So,
So you guys have gotten a chance to know each other. How do you handle conflict within your marriage?
We don't.
We agree to disagree on a lot of stuff.
You just agree to disagree.
You have to.
Yeah.
You can't you feel how you feel, and I feel how I feel, and we just have to really be okay. Not just say it, but really be okay with it, because somebody is going to always try to express their opinion because you want to be right.
Right.
And my thing is this: Jesus don't force nobody to believe in him.
All right.
Yep.
So,
all right.
I can't change however you think, that's how you think.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to change the way she think,
So now let me ask you this. When you find out he's right, or you find out she's right about something, do you come back and be like, you was right?
Nah.
I do. I'm like, babe, you was right.
She will.
But he never does. It's okay. I'm used to it.
The kids, everybody know I'm never going to say I'm wrong.
You say he's not
They
going to
know.
say
They
it.
already know.
Well, let me tell you guys, this is amazing. The time here, I know you blessed everybody here today. Great, phenomenal guest. Thank you so much for coming on. I know we're going to be doing a lot of stuff together, and so I'm proud of you guys, and keep going. I know the Tankard's got your back. Yes. Come on, let's give it up.
One more thing I got to say. I got to say this. When I finally got on the phone with her, I told her, I said, I used to watch y'all in jail. I feel like I know y'all. I really did. I said that. I just said, I'm going to meet them. They just like us. I did say that. I should say that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah. And now we done hooked up.
Yeah.
All right, now it's time for Reality Watch. Okay, what's going on in reality TV? Let's talk about Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner, acclaimed Olympian and ex-husband of Kris Jenner, is known as being the stepfather of Kim, Khloe, and Kourtney Kardashian, stars of the show Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Bruce has publicly transitioned from a male to a female and was recently featured on the cover of Vanity Fair magazine as Caitlyn Jenner, the name he now prefers to be called. Now listen, this is the thing that I have to say about this. I don't understand why everybody is giving Kris so much grief as a wife. I mean, I read some of the press and they're like, why isn't Kris being more supportive? I mean, I don't know what wife, honestly, would wake up and her husband tells her, I don't want to be married to you anymore, and it's because I want to be another gender. I think it's unrealistic. I think it's unfair. And not that I'm in agreement with everything that Kris does, but I just think that it's unrealistic for society to put pressure on her to be like, yay, this is amazing. I mean, she's grieving. She's losing literally her husband. So I think we have to reassess. I understand that, we want to support, we want to love, all that kind of stuff. But I also think that we need to give people an opportunity to be authentic about what those feelings may be when you have something that strong that happens. So give Kris a break, y'all. Okay? Right. Yes. All right, in the meantime, we'll be praying for the Kardashians because, listen, we need to be praying for all families, right? All right, cool. So, listen, this has been a great special for the Jewel Tankard Show. I've had so much fun with Dorinda Clark Cole and the Butlers. And we'll see you next time